What is up YouTube, James Baek here. Welcome back to another episode of VGC 2018 Back Battles. Today we are using the Mega Ampharos team once again with Oranguru, Staraptor, Lurantis, Tapu Fini, Mega Ampharos, and Torkoal. So let's begin. So I've been experimenting around with this team and proposing some changes. I've been testing out Bulu version over the Lurantis. I've tried Walterium Fini, which actually I kind of liked when I was testing it. I didn't change it yet, but I actually liked Walterium Fini because I was able to knock out most of the Incineroars, which were giving me a lot of problems. I also had room for Calm Mind. So it seemed actually pretty nice on the Fini because having that option was actually really nice, and being able to get two Calm Minds up in a single turn with Instruct was also pretty cool. So I'm wondering if I should maybe change the Fini back to that Walterium Z Calm Mind Fini. I'm not exactly too sure because the immediate damage from specs is like important in certain scenarios. However, I am kind of considering it once again, so I might decide it later. I might run double Z on this team, which is fine because Z Trick Room is like situational. Helps with the knockoff damage from Incineroar, can help guarantee Trick Room up in certain scenarios where it's like taunts or encores, which is nice. So I'm not exactly sure if I'm going to continue using it. Well, the team as it is now. I might change it as we go along. But we got a 17-16 rated player from Japan here with the team of Charizard, Landorus, Cresselia, Snorlax, Metagross, and Tapu Koko. So more of a standard team. I'm actually I kind of like this matchup. It's actually a lot better, in my opinion, to handle. I think Lurantis Staraptor is actually a really interesting lead here, and I think I could actually go for it because I feel like it allows me to get some specific scenarios that would be really helpful. I don't really like Fini here, although being able to trick the Snorlax sounds pretty good, or trick the Crest. But I actually like Ampharos here too, just in case I can't final Gambit to Charizard like I want to immediately. So I'm thinking maybe go Lurantis Staraptor with Ampharos and Oranguru. Which seems pretty solid here. Although I am gaining a bit weak to Koko, which is definitely a problem. Although I think I can manage. So Lurantis Staraptor with Oranguru, Ampharos in the back. Let's see how this is going to go. I don't really need Fini, I feel like, because the damage is going to be insignificant. The only thing I could see it really being useful for is Trick, which I guess could be nice. But I feel like, I don't know, Lurantis can help against the Snorlax, which I feel like is alright here. So we'll see how this goes. It might be Charizard Snorlax. If that's the case, I just final Gambit and Superpower, I feel like. Let's see what my opponent is going to lead right off the bat here. As Lurantis Staraptor will lead. Against Charizard. No, Metagross Lander. So no Charizard. Huh. And that means I get my Intimidate right off. I get my Contrary right off the bat. And I get an Intimidate off in the Landers, which is actually really nice because of the fact that these boosts are going to be helpful. Unfortunately, we can't confirm if it's Scarf Landorus or not right here based on this turn. I can go for a U-turn or a final Gambit here. I like U-turn a lot here. I really like U-turn a lot here. And I like Superpower because I like getting my defenses up in case the and my attack up for Snorlax later. So I'm going to U-turn the Landorus because Landoruses don't tend to run Protect, and I'm going to go out into my Oranguru. I could see Metagross protecting. I could also seeing it switch out for maybe Cresselia, for instance. But right here, I think a Superpower is a very safe play here, unless Metagross plus Landorus can knock me out. Yet, I feel like -1 U-turn in the Ice Punch. That might be close. I think Ice Punch activates Berry, but I'm not too sure. And Metagross does protect here, so that's... Did I superpower the Metagross slot or did I superpower the Land slot? If I superpower the Metagross slot, I don't remember. Did I superpower the Land slot? Oh, this could be bad. Oh well. Oranguru can come out. We can get a Trick 'em off potentially. I feel really dumb if I didn't actually go for the play. It is U-turn coming out into Lurantis, so don't see how that stops the final Gambit. And geez, that does a lot. If it's Scarf, actually, I could have considered that too to be a factor. Although I don't think you leave your Metagross vulnerable turn 1. Koko's gonna come out. Okay. Interesting decision. Please tell my superpowered. I superpowered the Metagross. Oh. I didn't notice. No, that's kind of bad. Because Ice Punch will knock me out. You have to double up into my Ranger if you want to pick up the knockout with Gigavolt Havoc into Iron Head. I'll attempt to Z Trick Room here in case it's Tapu Koko and tries to prevent Trick Room that way. And if you knock out my Ranger, I guess it's not the end of the world if you knock out a Ranger. The reason why I don't think it's the end of the world if you knock out a Ranger is because of the fact that I can get my Staraptor in and I get to intimidate the Metagross, so I'm going to be able and threaten a final Gambit knockout. So I don't feel like it's the end of the world if I do go down to this. But I would probably lose a lot of Pokemon really early. So we'll protect Lurantis here. Let's see if my opponent does go for the double in the Rangaroo. As looks like the Z move's going to come out. I wonder. No, I don't think this targets Lurantis. Because I don't think it would knock out. It could, though. Because Lurantis' bulk has either amazed me or disappointed me. It's one of those Pokemon. So Gigavolt Havoc going to come out. This isn't going to knock out a Rangaroo. Because a Rangaroo is a bulky Pokemon. So let's see. Let's see. Let's target a Rangaroo. I should survive this. Yeah, I do. Double? Okay. Makes this a bit annoying. I wonder if Ampharos is, I wonder if Ampharos... I'm gonna go Staraptor here. I wonder if Electrified Thunderbolt can knock out the Metagross at the range is at. Huh. Bring out the Intimidate. I wasted the Koko Z move, which is pretty good. I do need to get a Superpower so I can live following attacks from my opponent. So I'm gonna go for Superpower into... I think Superpower to Metagross slot and just Final Gambit the Koko slot is okay. Even if we get damage onto the Staraptor, like protect Koko, attack with Metagross, I feel like it's alright here. As it's not, so I get to trade for 1v1. Koko's a big problem to my team, so I'll take the trade onto the Koko. Something's going to go on the Lurantis. As long as it's not... Oh, wait, if it's Iron Head and it doesn't... Oh, it's Ice Punch. Okay, good. So that should proc my Berry. Yeah, okay, perfect. So I get my Berry. I also get to heal. Yeah, I get to heal basically, which is really good. And I'll be able to get my defense boosted. And since this Metagross is at -1, I'm feeling really good about my position. That does a good amount because it's +1. I really wish I did Final Gambit to Koko earlier though. Get to go Ampharos here. Although, would you? No, I don't think you go Landorus. Do you go Landorus? You do go Landorus, okay. I don't think you protect Earthquake immediately, and I think Ampharos would survive that too. So what are you going to go for is my question. If it's Snorlax in the back, which I am actually very confident it might be Snorlax in the back, because I don't see Crest in this matchup. I could protect Lurantis and just go for a Thunderbolt into Metagross if I expect a U-turn Ice Punch. And I feel like you do have to make that play, because what's stopping this Lurantis from destroying your team right now? Because I feel like you would have all physical attackers at this point. I feel like it's Snorlax in the back. If it's Cresselia in the back, that makes this interesting, because Metagross could potentially switch out into that Cresselia. I could also see Metagross protecting and Landorus going for U-turn, because I think that would also be a very optimal play for my opponent. Because U-turn does put me into Ice Punch range either way, and avoids your Metagross getting knocked out. So there are a bunch of plays my opponent can do. I think I have to actually go off that choke, because if you do protect and go for the U-turn, there's nothing I can do to stop that, unless I do 100% predict that and go for Synthesis here, but I don't feel like that's a good read here. You could protect Earthquake, but I don't feel like you would make that play. Yeah, it's not. Okay, good. So protect on the Lurantis, as we're going to see the Ice Punch come out into that Lurantis slot, and I'm pretty sure a U-turn. Yep, okay. Because Lurantis is such a big threat. I'm guessing your last Pokemon has to be that Snorlax, I would imagine. Thunderbolt going to go off into that Metagross, which is going to be able to pick up the knockout. I wonder how much Thunderbolt does to the Snorlax. Actually, Superpower might actually be able to knock out the Snorlax. I'm at +3, aren't I? Oh, heck yeah. I think I'm going to Synthesis up and go for a Dragon. I don't have to attack here, do I? I do want to Synthesis up, and the only thing I'm worried about is getting crit. Otherwise, I should have this game locked up. I'm going to Dragon Pulse the Landorus and go for Synthesis. As Earthquake's actually just going to come out, so Lurantis is going to survive that easily. And the Snorlax is going to get weakened. Okay, and Ampharos is going to survive because it's an Ampharos. Thunderbolt actually might have been able to knock out the Snorlax there. Dragon Pulse is going to come out. How much does it do to Landorus? A good amount. Symphysis is going to come out from the Lurantis. Heal up some nice HP. Yum, yum, yum. As the Snorlax is going to go for the double edge. And Ampharos. Okay. So since Snorlax is not in berry range, I'm not really concerned about it at this point. You could Earthquake yourself to get in berry range, but then I feel like you can't KO me no matter what unless you crit me. Again, it's really coming down to that crit. I'm going to Leaf Blade the Landorus because U-turn is the thing that's threatening the most damage right here. Is it actually? U-turn's 140 when doubled with super effectiveness. Snorlax's double edge is 180. Landorus has a higher attack stat immediately, but double edge is stab. I think it comes down to how they're trained. I feel like this should be Curselax at this point, though. Double edge is usually run on Curselax and not Belly Drum. And I rather Leaf Blade the Landorus because that's an option. Rock Slide, yeah, okay. Nice, I don't get flinched here. Okay. So I get rid of the Landorus, which is really nice here. Get a crit on my own, but, well, I don't need the crit. So double edge is going to come out. Please don't get the crit. That's that's Banded Lax. Oh, man. This better not be some kind of random speed tie. That was actually close because I didn't think it would be Banded Lax on this team. So Banded Lax actually, if my opponent got one Rock Slide flinch, would have actually knocked me out. That's insane. Oh wait, I was only at +1 defense. I thought it was at +2 for some reason. Okay. Or my opponent actually just went for U-turn because actually U-turn would have screwed me over. Oh man, I played that endgame so bad. Well, I don't think I played the game at all. Optimally at all. I think if I superpowered the Koko earlier, it would have just secured it. So yeah, I didn't actually notice my mistake. So superpowering the Landorus slot turn 1 was the correct play. Yeah, just going for the superpower was the optimal play there turn 1. Otherwise, what other plays could I have made? I guess the Oranguru, I could have protected Oranguru and went for a Leaf Blade or superpower into the Leaf Blade the Koko slot. Yeah, I would have liked to Leaf Blade the Koko slot. I think Leaf Blade the Koko slot would have been a great play there. So yeah, there were definitely multiple plays I could have made, and I am realizing them. But we do end up with a win. Luckily, the Rock Slide flinch didn't happen, and luckily my opponent didn't go for U-turn. Actually, U-turn knocked me over. I'm actually still amazed by that because, yeah, I didn't expect it to be Banded Lax. I thought it'd be Curselax or something. Because Charizard, Cresselia, Snorlax teams, they tend to run Belly Drum, if anything. Maybe Curse, but Banded, which is picking more popularity as a Trick Room option. Actually, I wonder what would have happened to my opponent clicked Protect. Oh, wait, you didn't have Protect on Landorus. I was about to say you could Protect Self-Destruct, but that comes down to if your Landorus has the ability to Protect, and I doubt it does, since most Landoruses don't carry Protect. As we find our second opponent from Japan, 1508 rating as our next opponent. Hard Trick Room team. Okay, some parts scream Hard Trick Room, some parts scream this could be like a Tailwind offense team. Because the left half, Trick Room. The right half could be fast offensive. Although Bulu can be a Trick Room team as well. Okay. I don't like facing Xurkitree. Xurkitree is gonna be... Oh, where's the Z move at? There's so many questions I had to wonder. One, the Xurkitree. Xurkitree is gonna be a pain. I forgot. What's Camerupt's max HP stat? Because I cannot remember right off the top of my head. I actually feel... Okay, Ampharos is not coming, for sure. I don't feel like it's good in this matchup. Torgo can come because it's actually pretty decent in this matchup, but the problem is I can get knocked out by everything. I'm thinking the optimal play is Lurantis, Feeny, Oranguru, Staraptor, because I like Lurantis as a lead with Staraptor. And I think I go Oranguru and I think Feeny in the back. Because Torko's pretty good. Earth Power for Sakataka, Eruption for Xurkitree, Whimsicott, etc. I'm just not sure. Like, it's going to be hard to position the Torko with a stack of Taka plus a Camerupt. I think Camerupt and Torko actually speed tie when, well, obviously Mega Camerupt. So that's actually a pain, and I don't want to risk that. So I think I'd rather go Lurantis Staraptor and take that loss here. So I'm going to lead this as Xurkitree and Sakataka leads. This is probably the perfect situation because Superpower looks pretty safe here, and so does a Final Gambit in the Xurkitree. Because even if you get up Trick Room, that's alright here. A Final Gambit's threatening that Xurkitree. I'm going to be able to get my Contrary boost right off the bat if Sakataka protects, but unless this is Sash Xurkitree, which... please don't be Sash Xurkitree, that's really rare. I'm going to Final Gambit the Xurkitree. Sakataka's going to protect, which is alright here. And I feel like Xurkitree caps out at 188, but this could be questionable. Okay, I do knock out. So I trade Xurkitree there for Staraptor, which I'm completely okay with because Xurkitree is such a big threat to my team. Because that's the one Pokemon I'm really scared of switching into, especially if it had like Gigavolt Havoc. So Feeny can come out here because it threatens the Camerupt, which is pretty much the only way my opponent can really threaten my Lurantis right off the bat. If you bring in Bulu, I'm not really too scared of it. So Camerupt is going to come out, which is excellent here because of the fact that I'm going to be able to just throw off a Muddy Water and Superpower combination right here. Yep, and if you bring out Bulu, that's completely fine because +1 Grassy Terrain Leaf Blade, that might be able to knock out Camerupt. So let's fire off Muddy Water. I don't want to fire off a Scald right here because I don't want my opponent to protect Trick Room and hope in case you predict a Scald. So I'd rather go for Muddy Water and Superpower here. Even if I'm risking the miss, I feel like it covers more options like that random protect Trick Room. Although I think you would always go Bulu here. Sakataka is going to retreat here. Bulu should be coming out. Yep, Bulu does come out. So let's see here. It's also annoying because Bulu's damage output's actually kind of insane for my team. Camerupt is going to protect here. I just really wonder, can I knock out the Camerupt with Leaf Blade? Muddy Water does connect on the Bulu. Doesn't really do much damage. Superpower comes out. I feel like Leaf Blade should knock out the Camerupt, although I really just don't know. Because Camerupt is a really bulky Pokemon, so I want to risk it. Then again, my Feeny should be faster than the Bulu since I'm not running Hard Trick Room. I'm actually going to go for Muddy Water plus Superpower because if my opponent thinks the Bulu is faster than the Feeny, you would be wrong here. I'd be able to knock out Camerupt and that would be the game. And I think this is the play too because I do need the Superpower and I don't want to waste time maneuvering because I don't feel like this would be a fast Bulu. Nice! Okay, I hit the Muddy Waters. Oh, that's great. So I'm going to be able to knock out the Camerupt and that is probably the game. Unless you have like a Z move and you crit my... oh, Bulk Up. Okay, that's cool. Wow, my I think my opponent expected maybe Feeny to switch out, I guess, but even if Stack Attacker came in, the only thing that really would have actually screwed me over would be the Double Protect on Camerupt for some reason, although I don't think you have to go for Double Protect in that position. So yeah, end up making the best play, I feel like, because even then, like, I just don't want to reset terrain, because if I switch out Feeny and Oranguru on a Heat Wave Woodhammer, Oranguru goes down, Misty Terrain's up, and then I guarantee can't KO the Camerupt if it just switches out and Bulu attacks my Feeny once, so I didn't want to make that play. Luckily, it ends up working out for me, and now I can just switch out my Oranguru into my Oranguru, because I feel like Specs Feeny can finish off the Bulu with the Specs Moonblast. If I just weaken it a bit. Well, it depends on if it has Horn Leech. We'll find out. But even then, I don't think you can beat down my Lurantis at this point. And Bulu's going to protect you. Oh, that's great. That's great. Maybe my opponent expects to protect on Feeny, but I am running that Choice Specs variant. As Superpower going to come out, knock out the Stack Attacker. because we don't care about your boosts. Get rid of Sakataka, and now I can just go for Instruct Superpowers, I feel like. Just boost my stats even further. I can also go for Leaf Blades, although you might bulk up here, so you might be able to live the combination, get your berry back. I might as well just get to +6 before my opponent can really do anything. So, I'm going to Instruct Superpower here. As the match is going to be forfeited, and that'll be good game. So really quick one. I think the big turns were just me. It's kind of funny. I don't think I've really led hard Trick Room as much as I expected to. Like the Star after a Wrangler lead, which is pretty common in hard Trick Room. I don't think I've led that much at all. I think I've led pretty much not Trick Room at all. And it's been able to work. I feel like with this team, since it does lack some things, you have to play a bit creative with this team in leads wise, and I think Lurantis helps with that lead. Because when I was testing Bulu, I felt like it wasn't pressuring as much because Incineroars, Landoruses can just come in easily, U-turn, fake out, or switch out pretty easily, and Bulu's not doing much damage otherwise. Also, I felt like with Bulu, it was significantly weaker to Mega Metagross. It was significantly weaker to Mega Metagross. As we find a rain team from Japan, Politoed, Ludicolo, Tapu Koko, Mega Scizor, it looks like, Tapu Bulu, and Incineroar. So this is a pretty interesting team. Kind of similar to what we used last week on the channel. So this should be... Oh man. Rain. Well, we do have Sun. And Eruption can sweep under the right circumstances. It's just, how am I going to get it past this all? I think I want to go Lurantis Star App. I don't lead hard Trick Room, and I feel like I don't have to in this game. Do I want to... The question is, do I want Feeny here? Because Feeny could be useful, although I don't really see it. I think I could see Ampharos actually putting in a lot of work here. You know what? I'm going to try Lurantis Star Raptor out. But I'm weak to Mega Scizor if that happens. Am I willing to take the consequences? And also the fact my opponent does have rain options. I feel like Ampharos stays at home and I bring Torkoal. Yeah, because I have Lurantis to deal with Politoed, so let us see how this is gonna go. Like, I'm bringing tools that are gonna be interesting to use. I just don't know what my opponent's gonna lead here. Scizor leads, I do have to worry about Final Gambit option. A Bullet Punch to avoid my Final Gambit option. So let's see what's gonna come out here. I also have to worry about Bug Bite because Bug Bite actually is very scary. Yeah, so I'm actually glad I brought Staraptor, Lurantis, and Torkoal. Koko Incineroar. Did not expect this lead. It works though for me. I think. Yeah, it does. So Incineroar can't knock me out unless it's Fire Emblem Z, and the chances of this being Fire Emblem Z is very unlikely. I think the best play is to go for what, Final Gambit in the Tapu Koko and a superpower into the Incineroar. I like that. Yeah, I like that. The reason I like it is because of the fact that if you fake out my Staraptor, KO it, I get your Incineroar, for instance. Most likely, I think. I think +1 is supposed to KO most Incineroars based off the spread. I can Final Gambit the Tapu Koko, and if you decide to protect Koko and Flare Blitz or Knock Off or something, I still get the KO on your Incineroar anyway. And again, you have to fake out Staraptor if you want to prevent Koko from getting knocked out this turn. Or you protect Koko and you knock off Flare Blitz, which is fine because I get your Incineroar, for instance. So no matter what, I feel like I'm in an okay spot. It's not the best trade. It's definitely not the best trade, but getting rid of Incineroar is like my opponent's Fire Resist, which is absolutely huge here. As Fake Out's going to come out, goes out in the Staraptor, so I won't be able to Final Gambit as Volt Switch is going to come out, and that's going to do a lot of damage. Yep, gets a lot of damage. Although, I guess this gets tricky now. I'm pretty sure Scizor's going to come in, which is a really smart Volt Switch. Maybe I should have switched out. I could switch down to Rangoon potentially, but I just don't want it to get weakened. Ludicolo is going to come out, so is Politoed in the back? No Scizor? Superpower going to come out into the Incineroar, does pick up the Knockout, and going to be able to get those boosts. So that's really good here, getting rid of that Incineroar, for instance, because now I can go out into my Oranguru. It comes down to some factors, because I still think if it's Scizor in the back, this is still an uphill battle. Let's find out. Oh, it's not. Does Helping Hand Ice Beam knock out Lurantis? I think that's a question I do want to know. I think I'll Leaf Blade the Ludicolo. Helping Hand Ice Beam and Helping Hand Hydro Vortex are both plays that my opponent can make. Although I don't feel like this is that bad of a position, because I don't think either one of those knocks me out. Well, Helping Hand Hydro Vortex would knock out a Oranguru, and I feel like you are going to go for it, as it is Hydro Vortex, but you didn't go for Helping Hand, so I think you need to double an Oranguru to knock it out, and that means I get your Ludicolo, and that means I win the Weather War, I think. So Hydro Vortex is going to come out. I was thinking, oh wow, it's the Lurantis slot. Doesn't proc my berry, so Ice Beam if you have it. It is Ice Beam. That could be problematic. Alright. Alright. This got a lot harder, yet I don't feel like it's still too bad. I can get Torkoal in and start clicking Eruptions, and unless this Ludicolo has Protect, that's the only thing I'm worried about, if this Ludicolo has Protect, because it's going to be awkward for my opponent to maneuver against this. Oh, but Ice Beam on Politoed. Let's see. Eruption, Instruct is my play. Yeah. Politoed switches out. Yeah, Politoed's gonna switch out. Koko's gonna come out. I basically gotta hope this Ludicolo doesn't have Protect. If it does, I am in trouble. It does have Protect. Ah! Alright, Eruption is gonna knock out the Koko, but I can't knock out the... Yeah, I can't knock out my opponent. Man. Eruption, not gonna do anything. But Politoed's gonna come out, and then I can't do anything to my opponent. So, really well played for my opponent. I guess I should have considered the risk. I should have made the play that I was going to go for. I think the play was to switch out my Oranguru, go out in a Torkoal, which was what I was thinking of doing, although I just wasn't sure. I think that might have been actually the best play, because I get to save the Trick Room option, or I get to Leaf Blade. I just didn't think the combination could actually knock out my Lurantis, other than double Ice Beam, but Politoed carrying Ice Beam, I think I haven't seen much, so I thought it would be rare, but I should consider the options. I mean, it's never over yet. I'm gonna see how much Eruption does, but I'm pretty sure it only does like 25% to Ludicolo. Yeah, it does like 25. So I mean, I'm gonna try, but maybe I could hope for like a Hydro Pump miss from Ludicolo, for instance. Maybe that could help save the game. As these... It's doing a bit more than I expected. Scald's going to come out. Probably knock out my Torkoal, I would assume. Because Torkoal doesn't have the best special defense, and that should be game. See? Hydro Pump into the Oranguru. It hits, so that's going to be good game because he can Scald into Giga Drain after. So very nicely played from my opponent. I think I made that mistake. Just didn't assume the Politoed had Ice Beam because I thought it might have been potentially like Perish Song, Encore, or Haze, but then again, you don't have a Goth or a Trick Room user, so maybe you don't run the Perish Song option. So, yeah. I'm gonna see if Foul Play can knock out Ludicolo potentially. But I can't knock out the... I can't beat the Politoed anyway. Foul Play doesn't do enough, so Foul Play... Yeah, okay. Scald gonna come out. And Giga Drain, I think. It should be Giga Drain. Or Energy Ball. Goes for the Hydro Pump. Good game to my opponent. So I'm guessing either no Ice Beam or no Fake Out. You didn't see Fake Out turn 1, so... But yeah, I still wonder if I even live the Ice Beam. I don't know how much Ice Beam does from Politoed, so I'm wondering if even if I made the Torkoal play, which was the better play overall, the Torkoal switch. Maybe what I could have done also was switch out my Lurantis into Torkoal and Xurkitree, because that also denies my opponent it denies my opponent KOing Lurantis, which is so useful, and then it also prevents Helping Hand Hydro Pump from Helping Hand Hydro Vortex from knocking out a Ranger. So I think maybe actually the better play was to actually go into Torkoal and for Lurantis that turn, because I feel like I guess I just got a bit greedy with Lurantis because I was already set up to KO the Ludicolo, but maybe the better play instead was to sack Torkoal there, because sacking Torkoal would have allowed me to, well, going Lurantis into Torkoal and Trick Rooming up, because under Trick Room I think I would just be able to beat down my opponent's team. Yeah, live and learn. But I do think that was a good battle. We learned a lot, which I like. But anyway, hope everyone enjoyed today's episode of VGC 2018 Baek Battles. If you did, please leave a like down below. Shows your support, as well as you can check out the rest of my stuff down below in the description, such as my social medias, and all that good stuff will be in the link in the description, as well as my side tiers on the channel, previous episodes of VGC 2018 Baek Battles, the showdown import of this team if you do want to go try it out. Otherwise, yes, I think that's going to be pretty much it. Feel free to leave a comment down below, as I do read them. Might not respond to every one of them, but I do read them, so do not worry. And I think that's pretty much it. Have a great day, people. Until we battle again, I'll catch y'all later.